Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the canyon. Welcome back to C.A.B.S. It is, I apply no superstitious relevance to the number 13. This is C.A.B.S. 13. And the wheels, as you saw mere moments ago, selected two rigs that I want to say, what am I looking for? I just want all my babies to succeed. But whereas in C.A.B.S. 12 we had some new lightweight hullabaloo, today we've got Argentum, the Zoku Phoenix, to be followed up by the one that will be following him up here just in a second. These are, while not categorically the opposite of the Zoku FF straight axle that we saw in 12, nor the mullet that we saw from Madam Mim the Wizard, a Zoku Phoenix is not remarkably light, and our board Tranquish here is heavier. He's also got some relatively significant dry rotting going on the sidewalls of his tires, because he is, if memory serves, it came from the single digits in the It Came From the Workbench series, and as of the recording of this, It Came From the Workbench volume 58 has started, and that doesn't count the It Came From the live stream series. So we're into the mid 60s in terms of vehicles built, whether they've stayed here or moved on to forever homes. This guy has been here for a while, and while we've got a Phoenix, they're both fitted with VFD twins, and while we might have a Phoenix with 3 servos in it for variable overdrive, for dig, and for steering, Tranquish has his hold my beer moment where he also has TRX4 axles with lockers on them. So 5 servos inside that, gentlemen. So neither of these vehicles are very light at all. Look at that. Look at that push. They kind of execute the same little tendency to floppiness, because I consider both of these to be exhibitions of what they are. Argentum is a Zoku chassis Phoenix, and it is indeed a Phoenix in all of the ways. The most that we've done to enhance performance outside of being a Phoenix is there's 2 little crossbars on the rear cage. We've removed the rear fenders and we've cut those little crossbars, because even with 85mm shocks, we have much more articulation than we did in the stock VS410 configuration, and it was hampering his performance. Now, he has none of the things that would be advantageous in terms of low weight, in terms of a sufficient amount of low weight added to counter the high weight. The Phoenix body is not overwhelmingly heavy, but neither is it particularly light. He's around 8 pounds. If memory serves, the Tranquish is like 8.8. These are not lightweights. They've been treated, right? So, an amount of tuning as to, is he on big OD or little? He might have been on big OD. He might have been on big OD. So, what we're going to have to do is, in place of a 25-point scoring system today, as that scoring system is still under evaluation, people are like, make it more granular, go to a 100-point scale, something like that. This is worthy of consideration. I had seen another one in the comments where somebody said, just give that rig the score you think that rig earned, regardless of what that rig is. And I was like, oh, That's also interesting. Add a little ice skating vibe to it where we're scoring somewhat subjectively, because I think all the scoring is probably is subjective anyway. I don't know how much objectivity I can provide. I'm too inside the loop. That said, I have the Tranquish up here. So we're just going to do OG scoring for today, which is the win-loss tie on an obstacle. The Tranquish felt better on the side hill. He's got lower weight. His body is much lighter. He's also got a wider track, so he has advantages here. We'll see if those advantages translate throughout, and we'll see where we end up. It's two big, heavy, older builds going against each other, and I don't want to say that I know more now. And throughout the duration of this, my voice is sure to come in and out a little bit. Summer has started to fall upon us. Spirit of the forest. Spirit of the forest. Here he comes. There we are. Spirit of the forest is still around. Haven't seen him in a minute. How you doing, bud? You doing, good guy? And off he goes. The biggest tail I've ever seen on a cat. As summer has begun to fall upon us, sleep is accomplished by having a fan, a tower fan specifically, by having a tower fan blow at your body. Due to this, sometimes the fan gets a little bit of the word hole during the night, and you wake up a little chapped on the inside, and it takes a little time to acclimate the body to that. What do we got in the way of lift? I mean, a little bit. We've definitely got a lot of weight to transfer. Our good buddies, the Baja Claws, they're doing just fine. Dry rot splits aside. That 9i-mod servo that he runs, I'm still to this day not enamored with. It is slow and loud. And the worst part of it is it's absolutely functional. So I see no need to actually replace it. Try to tell me it's not like the loudest servo you've ever heard. And I don't mean like Savox, MKS, high power stuff where, you know, they get the... No, it's just loud. But it does the job too well enough. Like, I would be happier almost, despite not wanting to explicitly spend the money, I would be happier almost if performance-wise it left lacking. And then I'd be like, oh, I can replace it. I'm not going to replace the servo just because it's loud. That was a good double tap, my friend. Again, not narrow, but like there's something, the Tranquish has an undeniable X factor, which is he's not like wildly overcapable, but he almost feels like a trainer. It can do all the things. Lock and unlock, variable overdrive. Still runs basically full VS410 geometry for all the link positions and whatnot. He's more Vanquish, the Tranquish that is, despite not being a Vanquish to begin with, than I would say Argentum is. We're really burying that one in right there. Wide body, get it through. Yeah. The Argentum is a wheeler's rig. Like there's a responsiveness, and above and beyond that, all the ilities, capability, stability, predictability. My favorite Phoenix body that I've done, I'm a sucker for an FJ40. I'm a sucker for an FJ45. I'm a sucker for FJs, I think is what it is. And you just watch that suspension action work, and the dig works. Just, right, like, this is one where we almost have to go by feel. I still would love to put the Tranquish under the knife, get him on to, even if they're just Injora 2065 micros, because he's running a quartet of JX4409 half heights. We could pull, like if we go to micros in that instance, we could pull a 1/4 pound out of the old Tranquish down there. His body is starting to look real haggard in 4 little circular areas, which is where the body posts come through, because when he takes a little bit of a dive, that's a lot of weight exerting itself down. There's a person that pops up in the comments all the time that says lightweight always. I don't think so. I think variety is the spice of life, and I think a lightweight rig is great. But I think when you get that rig that's like 8 pounds, 9 pounds, and it drives like it's 5 pounds, you're like, oh, the Tranquish doesn't drive like it's 9 pounds, and that's what it is. And therefore, you know, we run a little bit wider. We run a -10 wheel, and we get a little more offset in there. He's got a lot of stability to him. He stays real low. His steering, the like accuracy and how quick that steering will bite in, it suffers a little because weight. But weight is not always a negative. Rock crawling is reliant. No gravity, no rock crawling. So we're reliant on gravity, and weight only becomes a negative when it becomes a negative. It's also, and I will say this, almost as an absolute, it is significantly easier to tune a vehicle of modest to light heavyweight than it is something that's very lightweight. Very lightweight stuff is just a constant game of give and take when you're going through the tuning process. Because if you change one component, all of a sudden your insert is either far too soft or far too stiff. And when you get into a big heavyweight, you can make a bunch of changes and not change oil, not change springing, not change insert. You can just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Do I think, though, that at the ultimate end of performance, that is going to be like an 8-pound rig? I don't. I also don't think it's going to be a 3.5-pound rig either. I think there's a point of diminishing returns at both ends. I think there's a happy medium. And I think that we're back at a tie now, because there's just that, all those illities that we talked about when it comes to a Zoku Phoenix. For one, it's a Phoenix, and there he stands in his patinaed glory right there before you, where the Zoku Phoenix, you throw patina on it, you put the tire of your choice and whatnot, you throw some, what switch do I have the lights on? Aha! You throw some lights on it, you head out, and whatever capability it has is just all gravy. It's pure gravy, because if it can't do the thing, you just go shrug, and you go trail truck. Because, I mean, look at it. Look at the height of it. Look at the height, rocker to roof, compared to the Tranquish sitting behind him. It doesn't have comp stuff, bruh. It's really fun to drive. The sum total of future changes to Argentum would be, he's one of those rigs that's probably done. Maybe we'll add more lights, move some stuff around. Maybe we'll cut the driver window out and put a driver figure in there. You know, little Roman centurion. Argentum is Latin for silver. There's work that I want to do to the Tranquish. Argentum is what Argentum is. So, he takes the point here, or the win at this particular obstacle set, and we're back even to gate 5. It's gonna be some pucker moments when we get over to Hannah, Montana, because neither of these guys are particularly well suited to falling great distances. And in terms of the excuse portion of the program, I feel like I haven't done my due diligence there. We have a 5-channel guy there, not including the lights and cruise control. That takes him to 7. And then we have the Tranquish, which occupies all channels of the radio, because you have both of the lockers, you've got OD, you've got dig, steering, throttle. He fills the ports, and they are both on nearly identical RC6s, but they don't have stuff in the same spots. Argentum's cruise control is Tranquish's switchable OD. They both have dig in the same spot. I just don't want to see. Oh yeah. Oh. We have to get a little wider. The fun part about a Phoenix is, particularly a Zoku Phoenix, is they can be really deceptive in like, look how tall he looks. I need to get right. You've got to work more, you know, because this is definitely, while I would never go so far as to say, oh, this is a scale truck. You know, it would still be ridiculous. You'd be rolling around in an FJ with 3 feet of suspension travel, rocking like 48-inch tires. But it is almost counter to the other ones that we see. Like a Zoku FF and a Zoku Phoenix are 2 very different things. I've gotten the question before, is the Zoku chassis still my choice for a Phoenix? 100%. Because when I say Phoenix, you say Phoenix. When I say Phoenix, I mean that guy sitting right out there on the rock right there. If you're going for absolute capability, you're going to build off of a carbon. So you're either going to build some flavor of VRD, whether it be a stock carbon, whether it be a Zoku, a ZRD, whether it be an FF, a hardline, whatever chassis you decide to throw at it, you have to give up all of that which is Phoenix. Because big, beautiful body will get you so far and no further. And that's just the thing. You can do the thing where I call ruin your experience. Would you like to ruin your experience? If you would like to ruin your experience, here's how you do it. Take your vehicle, whatever it might be. You might have a stock TRX4 with a Bronco or a Blazer or whatever you got on top of it. Go out to the rocks you drive on. Drive some lines. Run some lines. Find where the vehicle seems to be exhibiting a weakness. And take the body off. Then just take the body off and drive it without the body. And you go, what? You will go, oh, I understand truggies now. And a truggy is, let's admit it, it's homologation stuff. I'm going to make it look still kind of like a truck. But, you know, you might as well throw a sedan body on it, to be completely honest. That's why I consider the Tranquish's lid, his shell, the tucked body is a nice middle ground. Still looks like a truck. Like if we were granting beauty points, I'm going Argentum the Phoenix all the way. All the way. I'll go for the lower and see if we can. I still got it kind of high. But you see right there, okay, we're way tipped out. Set it down, bam. Little dig action. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. Little perfect brush right there. Part of me would say, I think Tranquish did it slightly easier. Like there was a little bit more relaxation through. But I think it was more an instance of we got better entry. Yeah. When Tranquish gets a little wide, he gonna fight you. Okay, so a little slower. Grab the top. Push, 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 push. Yeah, he does. The weight comes through in parts, positively and negatively. For very different reasons. For almost opposite spectrum reasons. I've got to put it a tie. They're still. I just saw Spirit of the Forest again. They're still evened up. In that light, the Tranquish's body looks super cool. I'm just stalling because the final 2 points here are Hannah Montana and Tumbledore, and these are guys that I don't want to fall. That's the CC hand light, the roof light rack on there. I would like to not break that off today. I'm honestly less worried about Tumbledore than I am here because the crossover up here. Neither of these guys have a CG so remarkably low that this is not an ascent that would give me pause. Moving out into the daylight, into the rising sun. So I'm going to look at the pivot here. Got a little bellied up there. I don't want to be bellied up right there. Real slow, real slow. Ooh, that rear end is a bit more crossed than I would like him to be. Look at him out there in the sun. Shining like a diamond. It's keeping it down. I have this fear. All I can hear is the birds and the gnats in my ears and the tumble of the sediment as we come across the face. That front is real high. Using dig there quite a lot. Try to keep that rear end down. So it's proper crawling, as far as I'm concerned. Get off of me! Get off of me! This is very distracting. Okay, okay. Fusion Pro. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what? Actually, all right, we've seen some rigs do that at like triple the speed. Speed is not. We don't grant points based on speed. I mean, sometimes we do, but today we don't. In C.A.B.S terms, we don't. Okay, he's still in big OD. Honestly. What's this one? The width ain't helping right here. I'm watching him scrub rock. There we go. They need a different line. They want to go a different way. Get up, get up, get up. A little push wide. Try to pull it back. Oh, the gnats, my God. They were fine where we were before. They are unbelievable. Am I in the South? Can't even hold my face in one spot. I'm bobbing and weaving. Yeah, there's definitely a more plantedness here. That was partially gnat related. Honestly, I'm amazed that body has lasted as long as it has. That's his OG body. the back of it does not look good. It is, it is beyond bang. Ooh, it is beyond banged up. I feel like I did him a disservice when we got across here. Wide track aside, he does not exhibit the same level of I'm not gonna let you down that the Phoenix does. There he goes. There he goes. I don't know, less stylish or more stylish? He's pretty much lined up. We'll head right in. If memory serves, sometimes it do. I want to say Tranquish has a belt drive on the front of his VFD twin because when you put a TRX4 axle under a Vanquish, your gear reduction goes up like 30%. So at some point in his iterations, he was past 100-to-1 final drive. I don't know if it's the width. I can't really achieve entry. And go a little more this side. Due to the rising sun, I'm not in the best viewing position. Directly into my ear hole. That's not helping my driving, guys. Oh, we're getting well into the slipper clutch. Oh, I have more than a sneaking suspicion that this is going to come down to one of the aspects at Tumbledore is gonna be the difference. Like he can get there, and then that driver rear goes right into the hole that you don't want to go into, and because they have similar weight distributions, they kind of go to the same place and do the same thing. Feels a bit more maneuverable. So we get ourselves pinned in, and the slipper, come on. Okay, you're well past, you're well past vertical. I think, give me 25 minutes and we can get one of these guys to do sort of an approximation of making it, but it's just gonna be a skin of their teeth type situation. I give no advantage to either. We go into Tumbledore at 5, and one of them is going to do slightly better at something else, or we'll get our first tie, because we still haven't gotten one yet. Genuinely surprised with how comfortable I am with tied 1-to-1 after 4. Does it look like over compression? I don't know what it looks like. We're back on 6. Yes. Starting to remember the controls now. Whoo! Points for the save, and he did that all on his own. Is width a concern? I think. Are we in 2-wheel drive? Yes, we were definitely in 2-wheel drive. Or 3-wheel drive. Oh. Nope. Haven't figured out the controls at all. I went to select overdrive and I unlocked his front end. Oh, look, he's going to do, look at this. Nope. Oh, you. The gnats definitely followed me. I thought moving into the shade would be advantageous. It really kind of isn't. There's just a fractional difference in how much easier the breach on goes. And we get to right there. There we go. Keep the front end down. Swing it around town. Focus. Just shut the gnats out. You're not noticing the gnats at all. So basically, I hope this isn't too esoteric of a reference. It's just a tennis reference, right? Tennis references are not overtly esoteric. We are at 40-40, right? We're at deuce. So it is a tie, and we keep swinging back and forth advantages. Only in this event, there is the possibility of a tie. The advantage is to Argentum right now. So it is Tranquish's to haul back. We basically have two more aspects. We've got center cut and we've got blind side. Tranquish is going to have to just do one of them. Make sure we're all locked. Looks like it. Yeah, they're both pointing in. Little VFD twin click going. Will we keep the front end down? This looks like 46%. I don't know. I think his skid, I think his relationship between gravity and the ground, I think he just kind of binds up the skid a little bit. Man, can you feel the gear reduction? It's 30-some% more. You really can feel it. Okay, we're gonna cut a little wide of this. All right, let's try going back to 6.5. Oh, okay, hold on. Felt better. It gets to a point and you got nothing. It's gonna help a guy out here. Not a lot of guys can flip Tranquish back over. He's a weighty guy. I don't know if it's number of hours. I'm not explicitly sure what. I don't know what it is, but there's more of a driver's feel when piloting Argentum. Whoa! Oh! I think we came out okay. I think we're fine. We seem fine. I'm fine. Woo. 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 No. Because I want to and because I can, Argentum still has the ability to pull it back to a tie. But I want to see something good. Yeah, width not helping him out right here very much. Yeah, big overdrive, not really assisting. Yeah. Perfect. He did that on purpose. That was, he didn't do that on purpose. Perfectly entrenched. I have got on the day a Pyrrhic victory for Argentum. So I would basically call this a tie. I've never broken a gear inside of a VFD before, but it basically has to be a pin, because he has the all hardened gears inside and we have no motion at all. All the drive shafts are intact. Dig will still lock the rear axle. That's a full, oh my God, I'm trying not to think about it. That is a full tear down. He's got lights, it's gonna take, that's a 2-hour job to get to what's in there, and it's gonna be like a pin broke. It's gonna be something, it could be the pin, no, the spur gear, it could be the pin behind the spur gear, because the spur is still spinning when you goose it, but we have no, we can just rev it up. It makes that sound like you're stuck in between gears, but I don't think it's possible for both servos to be stuck between gears at the same time. So, performance, I gave a determined edge to Argentum, but because the points are made up and the scores don't mean anything, today C.A.B.S 13 ends in a tie, because Tranquish didn't look the absolute best on every obstacle, but look what he can do. So he's kind of fronting a little bit. So there you go. Not everything need be built for absolute performance domination. I wouldn't change much on the silver one other than fixing him. And the only changes I would make to the other guy is I think I can remove a bit of his metric ton of sprung weight, and you know, he's probably going to need new tires. They probably won't last the rest of the year. He's going to need a new body probably sooner rather than later. It'll just be the same exact body again, another 89 tucked from J Concepts. They are guys that are just permanent members of the fleet. They are long in the tooth in a way, and they are beyond that, well, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this. They have their componentry pretty well sorted. Their layouts are pretty well sorted. And as such, pretty much even. Double VFD twins, and one made it out okay and one didn't. It's going to be either the simplest thing when it comes to Argentum, or I will have broken a part that I've never broken before. So that's the part that gets you going. That's the part that's like, let's tear this down and find out what dumb thing happened this time. That's where the fun is. I thank you for coming here, which is a place where, at least from my perspective, is where the fun is. I love seeing you guys arrive here. It's already, it sounds like it's getting a little knackered. I hope that you come back and see whatever we have coming up next. Look forward to seeing you then. In between now and then, please one and all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. I have to carry all this stuff back now, except Tranquish. Tranquish gets to drive back. I hope you have a good one. I look forward to seeing you next time. I think I already said that. And with that, I bid you one of these.